Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at the brand new Spearhead. This video is sponsored by Adept Roll and the Game Bunker. More on those later. Alright, so today we're going to be taking a look at Spearhead, and Spearhead is the best new way to get into Age of Sigmar. It's got smaller games. It introduces you not only to the base rules, you can pick everything up you need to play in a single box set. It ties in all of the aspects of the big game, Age of Sigmar, on a smaller scale. And we have been playing a local Spearhead league lately, and it's been absolutely amazing. Tons of fun, really cool to get people into the game, experienced players and brand new players alike, and things like the twists and the various card decks, giving you missions or abilities that you can use to buff your army or score some points, really makes for an overall fun and close game. I also really like the underdog effect in Age of Sigmar as well, so whoever's losing the game gets some benefits to help kind of bring the score back in line. And it looks like the Spearhead setting is changing, which means we're going to have a brand new game board, some new terrain, and a couple of new card decks to keep it fun and fresh. Spearhead is resurrecting in Shyish while match play uproots the Ghyran. The fighting is furious in Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and it's only getting worse in the wake of the Vermin Doom. As armies clash across the mortal realms, we turn our attention to Spearhead, where the focus is shifting to the realm of death. New rules and new forces are coming, expanding on what's already on offer in Fire and Jade, and offering yet more ways to play fast and furious games of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Beyond that, we prepare to move into the 2025-2026 season of match play with the new General's Handbook and an event entitled Scourge of Ghyran. Alright, so there's a little video right here, but we're going to take a look at the full article. So we have a brand new box set coming out, Spearhead Sand and Bone. The Spearhead Sand and Bone gaming pack invites you to Shyish, including a double-sided game board showing the sepulchral environs of Dolorum and the endless chilling deserts of Osya. Alright, so here we see the new box set. We've got a book inside, Sand and Bone. We've got the actual game board, we've got some terrain, and then we should have some card decks as well. Very cool. Definitely a big fan of like the overall color scheme right here, and I really like this terrain right here. This has previously been offered in like the warcry starter set and some of the other packages, and it's really cool terrain and a ton of fun to paint. A new realm means new twists, new battle tactics, new objectives named for the Mortarks and Nagash, and terrain fit for the realm of death, which you may recognize from the Warcry Crypt of Blood starter set. Alright, so here we see the terrain setup. So we have like two of the larger pieces and then two of the smaller pieces. We have like walls for your graveyard, and then of course like the fences as well. And then we have the awesome coffin, and then we have the statue. Really cool terrain, tons of fun to paint up, absolutely beautiful on the tabletop. Excellent choice to add this into the set. And then on top of that, we have the double-sided game board. So we have the one side that's kind of purple looking, and then the one side that's kind of blue looking. And then here we can see that they have really changed up where the objectives are placed as well. So we have like one big central objective, and then we have like the sort of corners here. And then we have two central objectives here, and then just two in the corners. So that will really change up how the game is played. And then we also have our brand new decks. So we have the actual battle tactics and commands. So we'll have two of those decks in there, one for each player. And then we'll also have a new twist deck as well. So super cool, super fun. Spearhead has been a ton of fun. We've really been enjoying it lately. We've been able to onboard some new players with it. We've also got a bunch of experienced players that are playing it and enjoying themselves. I highly recommend Spearhead for anyone that's interested in Age of Sigmar or just hasn't actually gotten a chance to play. The games are fast, they're fun, they're simple to learn. It is an excellent way to play the game. And some of the cool stuff that they have added into Spearhead, I really hope that they add into Combat Patrol as well. As you can see, the Games Workshop is kind of bouncing the different games off of each other and using what works. Being able to pick up a single box set and have your full army ready to go is an excellent idea. You have minimal things that you can actually change in your battle traits. And then no games are the same, as you're going to have various twists that are going to help you to score points or give you like benefits, abilities, extra little buffs, especially if you're the underdog. And then the choice of either scoring battle tactics or using commands is going to give you the ability to get extra points if you're down on the score, or have extra abilities or buffs for your units if you really need your gameplay to step up a notch rather than get points. So very cool. Tons of awesome aspects in this game. Excellent way to onboard new players or just have some fun with your existing forces. But that's not all. The gaming pack contains all of this: a 24-page book of rules for Sand and Bone Spearhead Battle Pack, rules for 4 new Spearhead armies. You'll still need the core rules to play, which you can download for free at Warhammer Community or find at the Warhammer Age of Sigmar app. So awesome. The Spearhead rules are online for free. You're going to have the new Sand and Bone book, and then we're also going to have rules for 4 new Spearhead armies, which Games Workshop will likely post online for free as well. Adept Roll is a new Mathhammer app for Warhammer 40,000, allowing users to instantly and effortlessly upload unit characteristics from screenshots. You can then use the app to calculate statistical outcomes. With the capability to account for special rules and abilities of attackers and defenders, results can be viewed in graph or tabular form. Let Adept Roll do the math hammer while you focus on tactics and victory. With tons of features and customizable settings, Adept Roll is the best pocket companion to give you the edge over the competition. Check out the Adept Roll app using the link in the video description, and your first 7 days are free. Now back to the video. Alright, so first we have the Cities of Sigmar Fusel Platoon. The Cities of Sigmar face the horrors of the mortal realms with little more than hope in their hearts and an arsenal of black powder. The Fusel Platoon is a mobile gunnery brigade led by the Fusel Major on Warhawk with an Alchemite Warforger for support. Alright, and then you're also going to have one skirmish unit and then one unit of Fusiliers as well. So very cool is you're going to have some doggos, an ogre, a bunch of the Fusiliers, and then the Warforger. Definitely a nice new box set here. 2 units of 5 Free Guild Fusiliers are the main damage dealers, unleashing devastating volleys as a unit of Wildecourt Hunters harry enemy flanks. Enemies will have to contend with their ability to fortify their position against inbound assaults. So this should be pretty strong as there's a bunch of shooting in this, and while the boards are small, shooting can be very powerful. So definitely a nice new box set, and this should be fun to play. And then for the Seraphon, we have the Sunblood Prowlers. The Great Plan has so many moving parts that any mortal mind would boggle at the scope of it. But the martial forces of the Seraphon need not to worry about the fractal complexity. All they do is bash whomever the sun tells them to. The Sunblood Prowlers combine the brute strength of 10 Saurus warriors and a spawn of Kotek, with 2 units of 5 Hunters of Hanchi and 3 Terror Wings to use their Camellia-like abilities and natural speed to run rings around the foes. Alright, so another nice new box set right here. We got a bunch of super cool models, a nice little mix of quick stuff, some hard-hitting forces, a big old lizard, some flyers. Again, definitely going to be a really fun army to play right here. Super excited for these new spearheads. Alright, and then we have the Osiarch Bone Reapers Mortison Elite, and this is definitely elite with only 9 models. The Osiarch Bone Reapers have 2 raisons d'etre, collecting the bone tithe and enforcing the will of Nagash. This is usually accomplished with overwhelming force, though there are times when a swift and incisive strike can achieve the same result as a full legion. Alright, so here we see a very elite force of Osiarch Bone Reapers. The Mortison Elite are one such vanguard. A compact deadly arrangement of 2 Morghast Archai, 3 Immortus Guard, and 3 Necropolis Stalkers, under the command of a Mortison Ossifector, making up for their low numbers with overwhelming power and their signature relentless discipline. Okay, so you're not going to have a ton of models right here, which is probably going to make it hard to control objectives, but everything in here is an absolute beat stick. It's going to move fast, it's going to hit hard, but every model you lose, you're definitely going to feel. Now a quick word from today's sponsor, Game Bunker. Game Bunker carries a full range of Games Workshop products including miniatures, terrain, paint, tools, and more. Game Bunker offers 15% off MSRP for most Games Workshop products with the discount code WHMS. Receive free shipping in the continental United States on orders over $145. Online orders ship out within 24 hours. Game Bunker is a veteran-owned business. Use affiliate link below, enter discount code WHMS to save 15% on most items at checkout. For fast, friendly service with a discount on your favorite tabletop wargaming purchases, visit GameBunker.net and let them know that Warhammer Man sent you. And last but not least, we have the Ogre Mautrize Scrap Glut. Aside from eating, Ogre Hunters love nothing more than repurposing scrap metal into deadly man-traps and crude weapons, sending nobblers out to scour the battlefields for more good bits. The Scrap Glut operates under the command of a man-trapper, and features 12 nobblars, a nobblar scrap launcher, and 2 units of Iron Guts, with an additional unit of Iron Guts arriving only when the fighting is at its fiercest. Alright, so you're going to have some Iron Guts that are staying back in reserves. You're going to have 1 unit of Iron Guts on the field. That's going to make up like the core of your force. And then you're going to have your Man-Trapper shooting some ranged weapons, a bunch of little Nobblars skirmishing around, and then of course the Scrap Launcher. So a little bit of range firepower here, a little bit of durability, and then some reinforcements. Very, very cool. Definitely like these new spearheads. They take what is missing or what could be different from like the existing spearheads for the factions, and then give it a complete new twist. There will be more Spearhead coming alongside future battle tomes. For those who enjoy competing in match play, a virtual update is just around the corner. While Spearhead is moving to Shaiish, the battles of match play are shifting to Ghyran for a season of blossoms and bloodshed in the realm of life. The General's Handbook 2025-2026 is the next essential update of Warhammer Age of Sigmar match play experience. And for the first time, it comes in a box that contains the General's Handbook, Battle Plan cards, War Scroll cards for manifestations and associated spell lores, and 6 objective markers made from a flexible PET material, so you can start playing right away. Alright, so we got a General's Handbook like Battle Pack, all coming in one little nicely packaged set for the new season of Age of Sigmar. A 72-page softback book contains the background for the war in the Jade Realm, alongside the core rules of Match Play Battle Pack, featuring updated advanced rules for modules. The Battle Pack also contains new season rule, which means new battle tactics, and 12 new battle plan maps. You'll have more details soon, but expect a significant changes to the battle tactics as the system shifts to a series of sequential goals that you can select as part of any composition. That's not all for Age of Sigmar. Scourge of Ghyran is almost upon us. In the weeks leading up to the new General's Handbook, every faction will receive free content from the new enhancement choices to entire battle formations, which will be legal for match play as soon as the book lands. They'll also be available to download for free on Warhammer Community on Warhammer Age of Sigmar app, and you can expect a daily short story to accompany each faction drop. Exciting times ahead. Alright, so very cool. Definitely a big shakeup coming for Age of Sigmar, Big Sig, and then also for Spearhead. I am super excited for Spearhead as we have a newer community of Age of Sigmar, and we've been really ramping up and getting people excited for it. The games have been a ton of fun, lots of laughter, lots of good times, lots of community. Most of the games have been really close, even with experienced players matched up against newer players. I really like a lot of the balancing effects in Age of Sigmar, especially in Spearhead, and I love the fact that you can just pick up one box, get your models built up, painted, and on the table very, very quickly without getting some of that analysis paralysis of either building or building an army. So let me know if you're excited for Spearhead, if you've gotten to play any games, what your favorite Spearhead faction is. Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. And thank you to AdeptRoll for sponsoring the channel. Check out the link in the description for a free 7-day trial of the MathHammer app. And as always, thanks to the Game Bunker for sponsoring the channel. Save 15% on most Games Workshop products with code WHMS at checkout. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man. And if you haven't tried Spearhead yet, I highly recommend it. And I'm out of here.